Okay, it's Mr. Fletcher here, and we're going to be going through percentages too. So today we're going to be looking at reverse percentages. So we're going to do a series of I do, you do examples, and then you're going to go through and do the same, effectively the same 4 questions, but on maths as practice, okay? So, first question then, first example. We've got Jen's TV warehouse, they're having a sale, and we've got 26% off in the sale, lucky us, okay? So the TV is in the sale for £687. Got to work out the price of the TV before the sale to the nearest penny, okay? So if we've got 26% off, okay, so 100% take away 26% is equal to 74%, okay? So what we're going to say is the TV is now only worth 74% of what it was worth, right? So what we're saying is the original price, whatever the original price was, times by 74%, so that's going to be 74 out of 100, okay, is going to equal the price, that's the price now, okay, 687. So if we think about writing out 74 over 100 as a decimal, what we're saying is the original times 0.74 is equal to 687. If we do a little bit of rearrangement here, yeah, and we divide both sides by 0.74, then we're going to find out what the original price was, because it's going to equal 687 divided by 0.74. okay, so let's do that on our calculator. So 687 divided by 0.74 equals a silly fraction, so we press SD, and it's £928.378. So when we get these little dots on top of the numbers there, we just need to press the SD button, and it, makes the numbers out long. So we want this to the nearest penny, so this is equal to 928.378 and some other stuff. So if we round that to the nearest penny, it's £928.38. Okay, so I've done one. Let's put that on there so you can see what you're doing. I've done one. You need to have a go. So pause the video, have a go, and then we'll go through it. Okay, so hopefully you've had a go. So we've got Joe's Warehouse. They're having a sale now. They've got 32% off. So the price now is £855. So if we've got 32% off, then 100 take away 32 is equal to 68%. So the TV is now only worth 68%. Okay, so what we need to do is we have the original times 68 over 100 is 855. Okay, so we turn that into a decimal, so the original times 0.68 is equal to 855. We do our rearrangements. I'm going to divide through by 0.68. Okay. So the original is equal to 855 divided by 0.68, which is equal to, see what the calculator says, 855 divided by 0.68 is 1257.3529. Need to round that to the nearest penny, so that is going to equal 1257.35. Okay, and you're done. Okay, so we're on example number 2 now. We've got a math test paper, and Susan's got 42% of her questions correct, and we're told that she got 60% of the paper correct, so 60% is basically 42 marks. So what we're saying is, what is the total amount of the questions on the test? Okay, well, if we say the total amount is the original amount, if you like we were speaking about in the last example, so we could say then the original amount of questions times 60%, so we can do that 2 different ways. We can write 60 over 100, I'll show you another way in a second, and that equals 42 marks. Okay, so we just need to write that out as a decimal, don't we? So original times 0.60 is 42, and if we do a little bit of rearrangement like we were doing in the last example, so what we do on one side we do to both sides, so then we're saying that the original number of questions is equal to 42 divided by 0.60, and we can do that on our calculator. So 42 divided by 0.60 is 70 questions. Okay, now there's a slightly different way of thinking about that question that you may or may not find easier, I don't know, but you could say that we've got the original number of questions times 60% is 42. Now if you know where your percentage button is on your calculator, that just becomes 42 divided by 60%, right? So we can do that on our calculator, can't we? So 42 divided by 60, and the percent is going to be shift, and on mine it's this yellow percent sign there. So there we go, and you know, boom, you get the same answer. 70 questions. So I've done one, you can have a go. Pause the video, have a go, I'll go through it in a second. Okay, so hopefully you've had a go at that one. So now we've got a math paper, and it's Stephen doing the paper, and he's got 44 questions. So we've got the original number of questions, or the total number of questions, times 55 out of 100 is equal to 44. So what we're going to really need to do here is write the original times 0.55, put it in decimal form, and do a little bit of rearrangement, divided by 0.55. Okay, what we do to one side we do to the other. So the original equals 44 divided by 0.55. And do that on our calculator. So 44 divided by 0.55, 80 questions. And if you wanted to do it the other way, then sometimes I find it easier doing it the other way. What we're really saying here is the original is equal to 44 divided by 55%, and if we do that on our calculator, 44 divided by 55, shift percent thing, you get 80, boom, same answer. Okay, and that is how we do that one. Okay, so we're on example 3 now. So we've got Dellsdale Electronics. It's a retail shop that sells consumer electronics, and they're looking into their annual sales. So in 2015, their sales went down by 20% from 2014. And in 2015, their sales were at £5,328. So we need to work out the sales that they had in 2014 to the nearest penny. Okay, so it's another one of these sort of reverse percentage-y type problems. So if we've got 20% down, that's like 80% left, right? So 100 take away 20 is 80% left. Okay. So what we're really saying here is in 2014 versus 2015. Okay, so we've got our original amount of money, and now we're going to go here to 80% of the original amount of money. So this is times, and it's going to equal 5328, because that's how many pounds they made in 2015. Okay, so what we need to do is make a little bit of a rearrangement here. So I'm going to divide through by 80%. Okay, and we should get the original in 2014 is equal to 5328 divided by 80%. Of course, instead of dividing through by 80%, you could divide through by 0.80. It does the same job. I'm going to show you how to do it this way. I think it's just sort of simpler to do it this way. So 5328 divided by 80, and we've got to put the percent sign in, otherwise we're going to get a funny answer. So it's 6660 pounds. Okay, so next part of the question, Dellsdale Electronics has a target to get their sales up to £10,232 in 2016. So we need to work out the percentage increase they need from the money they made in 2015 sales to get their 2016 target. And we need to work that out to the nearest percent. So what we're saying here is in 2015 we've made £5328. Okay, and in 2016 we want to have 10,232. So the change is 10,232 take away 5328, which is, just get the calculator out for that, 10232 take away 5328, that's 4904. And like we did in one of the previous examples, what we need to do here is do the change divided by the original, times 100. So that's going to be 4904 divided by the original, and the original in this case is where we're at the start, so 5328. Times that by 100, so 4904 divided by 5328 times 100 gives us 92. So what do we want this to the nearest whole percent? So that's going to be 92%, isn't it? Okay, So I've done one, you can have a go. Right, so hopefully you had a go now. Let's have a look. So similar sort of story as before, but the sales are now down 15%. So 15% down is like we've got 85% left, right? So in 2014 versus 2015, we've got our original 2014 and we're multiplying it by 85%, and that was going to give us that amount there, 6358. So we just need to do a little bit of rearrangement. We're going to divide through by 85% or 0.85, whichever way you want to do it. So the original is going to equal 6358 divided by 85%. We can do that on our calculator. 6358 divided by 85, and you've got to press the percent button or you're going to get a really weird answer. And that equals, that's quite a nice neat answer, 7480. Okay, so the next part so we're starting off with 6358 in 2015, but we want to have 11968 by the time we get to 2016. So the change is 11968 take away 6358, so we can do that. 11968 6358 5610. So what we're going to need to do is the change 5610 divided by the original. So the original is where we were at in 2015, which was 6358, and we need to multiply that by 100. So I might use the fraction button here for a bit of fun, right? So 5610 divided by 6358 times 100. Okay, so that's going to equal to the nearest whole percent, that'll be, so 88.235 is going to be 88%, isn't it? So that'd be an 88% increase is what I need. Okay, so we've done example 3, we're done. Okay, so we're on example 4 now, the last one. So at Logsdale's theme park, the charges for each ride, the charge for each ride in the park, and they raise all their prices by 6%. And the price of the Dodgems is increased by 54p. So we've got to work out the price before the increase. Well, what we're really saying here is, well, if it's increased by 6%, and that's resulted in an increase in 54p, so 6% must be 54p, okay? But I don't want 6% of the price, I want 100% of the original price. So I'm going to divide that by 6, I'm going to divide that by 6. So now I'm going to say, well, 6 divided by 6, that's 1%, so 1% of the cost of the ride is whatever 0.54 divided by 6 is. So 0.54 divided by 6 is 0.09, so 9p, right? But I don't want 1%, I need to have 100%, so I need to multiply that by 100. Okay, so now I'm going to have 100% of the cost, which is like, you know, the cost of the ride. So I've got 9p in there, and multiply that by 100, it's going to be £9, isn't it? Okay, £9. So after the increase, the price of the roller coaster is £12.72. So we've got to work out the price before the increase. Okay, so what was the increase? The increase was 6%. Okay, so if we've increased it, so we've had 100% plus 6% is 106%, right? So 106% is going to be, so the original multiplied by 106% is giving me this new increased cost, right? £12.72. So really what I want to do here is I want to divide through by 106%, don't I? On both sides. Okay, because that's going to give me the original is equal to £12.72 divided by 106%. Right, so we can do that on our calculator because we know where the percentage button is now, don't we? So 12.72 divided by 106%. Don't forget the percentage symbol, otherwise you're going to get a really weird answer. It's going to be it's 12. Okay. If you haven't got the percentage button, we can do it, you know, the sort of more basic way. We can say, so the original times 106 out of 100 is £12.72. So, but I know that 106 divided by 100, I can write that as a decimal, right? That'd be original times 1.06 is 12.72. So then I would rearrange that and say that the original is £12.72 divided by 1.06, and I know that that is going to give me the same answer. So we can do it kind of both ways, it depends how you like to do these things. Okay, so pause the video, have a go. Righto, let's have a look, let's see how this one's worked out. So this one we're raising it by 7%, so 7% is 42p. So 7% is 42p. So I want to divide through by 7. Okay, so we don't need to say 42 divided by 7 is 6p, isn't it? So 1% is 6p like that. But I don't want 1%, do I? I'm going to have to multiply that by 100. So 100%, whoops, 100%, move the decimal point 2 times, it's going to be £6, isn't it? Okay. Next one, so after the increase, the price of the Pyramid Zombie Blast is £13.91. Work out the price before the increase. So the increase was 7%, wasn't it? That's what we were told. So 100% plus 7% is 107%, isn't it? So the original times 107% is equal to 1391. So if we divide through by 107%, so we're going to find that the original is equal to 13.91 divided by 107%. Let's have a look what that is. So 13.91 divided by 107. Do not forget the percent button or you're going to get a horrible, horrible answer. £13. If we liked doing it the sort of slightly oldie-fashioned way, then what we would do is we would just say that really we're talking about the original multiplied by 1.07 is 1391, so we would just be required to divide through by 1.07, and we would find that the original is equal to 13.91 divided by 1.07 is 13, not surprisingly. So, you can choose to do these whichever way around you are happy using your calculator. Okay, all done. Have a go at the OnMaths.